Shalom, shalom, y'all. It's because you don't know how this works or what this actually is. That's why. That's why it's confusing to you, because you don't know how this works or what it actually is, right? So that's why you can live to be 40, 50 years old and not know that Bill Clinton killed a bunch of people in Arkansas, where he was from, in order to cover up a drug operation. You can be, college educated and not know that George Bush is a real life Nazi, right? Is a for real generational Nazi, right? Along with Schwarzenegger and most of the other white men that are in power, right? You can have a good job and go to work every day and not know that Joe Biden is like a Ku Klux Klan grand wizard, right? If not an actual grand wizard, right? And all of these things are true. George Bush, at this point, Joe Biden's mentor was, what was his name? Not Richard Byrd, but one of these Byrds, BYRD. Now, I can't remember his first name, but Ku Klux Klan, right? Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard. And this is your mentor? And so you have to understand the situation to actually know how to behave in it, right? You find yourself voting for a Ku Klux Klansman. You'll find yourself voting for a Nazi. You'll find yourself voting for someone who not only does not have your best interest at heart, but is actually trying to kill you. You're voting for that person. That's the level of deception that you're dealing with. So, Bill Clinton, this is just an example, because black folks love Bill Clinton, right? This is just an example of how brainwashed you are. So in the 90s, when Bill Clinton was president, right? When it was 92, right? When Bill Clinton became president. His whole tenure, he had murders going on. You've got a guy, Vince Foster, who dies basically on White House property. And in the most mysterious way, suicide that clearly is not a suicide. And Vince Foster is tied to all of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton's dealings at a law firm in Arkansas, and can sink them. The person who could know the most about their operation and testify against them, the Clintons, dead on White House property by suicide, which the police investigated and ruled against suicide, but still for suicide, right? You had multiple investigators come in after the police and say, this is not a suicide. And the police agreed, but still ruled it a suicide, right? Or the police say that we have nothing wrong with their investigation that they did, and then still rule it a suicide, right? So, not only that, you've got tons of murders that tie back to a drug organization that ties back to Bill Clinton in Arkansas from before he was president. Tons of murders, all of them apparent suicides, all of them accidental deaths that aren't. Like it's a signature of the Clinton assassination to make it look like that you killed yourself, right? So, this is how powerful the brainwashing is. Because if you're a voter and you're middle-aged or above, you voted for him. You voted for Bill Clinton. And he's a serial killer. Or at least the closest thing that you can get to a serial killer from a position of power, right? If all you got to do is say, okay, take him out. And you've done that 50, 60, 100 times. Are you a serial killer or not? So this is who we're voting for. We voted into office Joe Biden, our community, and he is responsible for for prison culture. Almost single-handedly responsible for prison culture. At least to let him tell it, right? The Biden crime bill locked up more black folks than in the history of America. Yes, go ahead. No, wait a second, because I got to go down there and check. So you wait. Go in your room.
I know.
All right, so... yeah, I'm coming. Shalom, shalom, y'all. I just wanted to... I'm not making... I just wanted you guys to know that this was on my mind at this point in time. I'm getting interrupted right now. And I didn't want to forget it, so I wanted to make a video really quick. But, shalom, shalom.